So welcome to the farm tour part 1. This is the property that we are hoping will become Logan Estate. So we thought that as part of our introductory videos, we would do a bit of a tour of our 47-acre property that we are hoping to build on in the next 12 months. And we're going to take you through all the step-by-step processes of us setting up the infrastructure for the entire farm, including all of the gardens. We're going to try and do these farm tours once every 6 months and possibly every 3 months once things start to get going, and we'll try and take you on the same tour so that you're able to easily see all of the changes as they come. So this is our very, very overgrown property. It hasn't been touched for about 5 years. Sorry, excuse our ducks in the background. Hasn't been touched for about 5 years. So we've had quite a lot of overgrowth. We did put in this driveway that is now completely overgrown. And so there's going to have to be a lot of work that we put in. But yeah, enjoy the tour and have a look around. I should add that we are in the Macedon Ranges, so we are somewhere between a cool and temperate climate. We get quite cool but mild winters. It doesn't really get below 0 Celsius. And then we can get quite hot summers, so we can get up to 44 degrees sometimes. Not really too humid where we are, but it does get to be quite a dry heat. So we'll be showing you how we grow and develop this farm within that region in Victoria of Australia. So quite a different time of the year to any of our overseas viewers as well. Put a vineyard on this side of the driveway. That'll continue on this side on the hill. So that'll be a nice pretty view from the house and from the driveway. Then we have kind of here, you can kind of see where there's no growth at all is where we have a natural water course.
You might be able to see it.
And that goes all the way down. You can't really see through the bushes, but down there is a dam. So we can't really plant, we can't really have any animals or anything that go along that water course, but we're gonna spot plant some more oak trees so that it doesn't interrupt the water course, and that'll be quite pretty as well. And Ben's spoken about possibly long term, probably very far in the distant future, putting a rock bed that goes down here and turning it into a nice little kind of almost water feature creek that comes down the middle, and it'll clearly define where that water course is. And then like that wattle tree back in the other part of the driveway, none of this existed 5 years ago. So that all needs to be, well, not slashed, but mulched, basically obliterated, so that that's all clear. So does all this regrowth in our driveway.
Yeah, and we'll probably have to buy a grader. We'll regrade the driveway to fix it all
Yeah,
up.
what's wrong with the driveway?
I'll have to get a mower for the stones.
Have to put in some drainage on the sides.
I have to get the this bigger rock. Stop the flow of the water eroding it all.
We didn't show you at the very front driveway that goes past our front gate to the street is really badly eroded. We had, I think, 40 millimeters of rain in a few hours a couple months ago.
About 80 mil actually.
80 mil.
Yeah, 80 mil of rain.
And it destroyed the driveway. So that needs fixing.
It's about
Add it to the list.
about 150 mil deep channel out of it. Pretty fun.
There's a whole tree in the middle of the driveway there.
I'll fix it now. Done my job for the day.
So again, this is going to be a vineyard. Here's a different view of the natural watercourse. So that'll have all the oak trees down it. This will be a clear driveway with nice drainage. And then some more vineyard on that side. Down here where you can see this existing shed, that's going to be our little chicken city. So we have a poultry business. So there's about 200 chickens that'll be in there, from day old chicks through to, we'll have some older girls that'll be our breeding girls. I suppose some roosters too. And then you can't really see it because it's in the shade, but this is, or was, the clear defined turning point for fire trucks. Somewhere, probably just where the shade ends up here, we'll have a 10,000 litre water tank that can be pumped up to anywhere to defend against fire, because all this, all the way down to the road, all the way up to the back of the property and down behind, is the Wombat State Forest. So obviously we are in a bushfire zone.
So you have to have basically a overtaking lane for the fire trucks to get up to the property and stuff. So that's about halfway in the driveway.
Fun fact, Ben is a volunteer fireman.
Oh yeah.
So that is his job, to defend the property.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
So here, our driveway, if you can actually see it, splits into two. So we got one bit that comes straight ahead, and then over there goes to the other side. So it'll go around the trees and loop back around. So this is basically where we'll put in a front gate, kind of here. That'll be like the front yard to the house. And it'll be the start of our house driveway. But it is the end of the lengthy property driveway. That's our family's old Toyota Prado sitting there. It's been there a few years, doesn't move anymore. That's another project.
I guess it will become the paddock bomb.
It is the paddock bomb.
Oh, well, it's just a bomb. And it ends in a paddock, so...
So over here, if I remember the plans correctly, around these trees we'll have our effluent fields for the septic, which is separate to where our driveway is to our trees that are in our front yard. So they won't be together. Down here we have the drainage that got put in when we did put our driveway in. Obviously needs redoing because, yeah, lots of overgrowth. So this will be our front yard. So all of our wattle here will go, and all of these, or most of these small gum trees, like maybe this one can keep growing, but it is right on the edge of the driveway, so...
We'll clear up the majority of it and see what is left that looks nice in these areas. But yeah, just tidy up the big trees that are existing as well. And, yeah.
Trying to remember. It's hard when you see it on paper versus when you're looking at it on the property, what is where.
All the scale's different.
Yeah. Like over here, this is the leftovers of us milling timber from a few trees that fell down in a storm, because we have a timber mill. But I don't remember what is on our plan for there. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. But up here, as this starts to turn around, if you were to continue to go straight, this is where we're going to have our ancillary shed. It's probably going to be basically starting here. Or potentially up where you can see these pieces of corrugated iron that have flown away from where they're supposed to be. We just need to work out the positioning of that shed in terms of bushfire protection from those trees and the slope. The shed is going to be on a concrete slab, but it's obviously a bit sloopy there, so flatter would be better, so it's probably better for it to go up here. I just don't know. So over here, the front trees that you can see kind of in line with that red tractor are part of our bushfire defendable space. Then when you get down to the back there where that shed is, the back of that shed is the start of what is called the VPO, the Vegetation Protection Overlay. So the trees that are behind that shed can't be cut down, touched, destroyed, damaged, anything. They're in a protection area. So any structure that we put up here needs to be safely away from these trees, but nowhere near those trees. Pretty sure what we're planning is this one here and these ones here are all going, because which we're about to get to now is the house site. Those are going to be in our defendable space, so they're going to be taken down, which might help with putting the ancillary shed somewhere here. So the other side of our front yard with our few big trees. So this is the top of the circle part of our driveway. And now this beautiful patchy forest here is where we're meant to build a house.
It was not here 2 years ago. It was all just grass, clay and a bit of gravel road.
So this was a cleared site. It's gotten a bit overgrown. So this needs to all be re-cleared. I think we worked out standing about here puts us basically in the middle of our front door. So we'll have entry straight through to the kitchen, straight through to the dining area. So if you're standing at the front door, you'll be able to see straight through to the back, but the back is a pretty decent slope. So we're probably going to put in a retaining wall, flatten out a bit of a backyard. To the left will be a lounge room and media, mud room. The mud room we're going to be using as a grow room to grow seeds. To the right will be bedrooms, laundry, and then eventually at some point we'll put a garage over this side, but we're not doing that quite yet. Behind me, where Ben is, here's again, this is our front yard. So this forest was not here a few years ago and will all have to go.